I don't want to be on the film. No
He
film.
did.
Look like this, dog.
Hey, don't touch it. Bro.
I mean,
Just don't touch it.
Listen, welcome to another edition of Toxic is the New Masculinity. And I know if you guys follow this show a lot, then you understand that seating arrangements has changed because KY used to be here and Bossy used to be here. But now KY is here.
Yeah.
And Bossy is here. All right. And we have a special guest in the building, Miss Lola. How you doing, Lola?
Hi, I'm wonderful. How are you?
Listen, I am excellent. I'm glad that you had an opportunity to come by and hang out with us. And Toxic Masculinity is a show that, everybody has always said everything toxic is, everything masculine is toxic. And we're here to disprove that because we might have a different viewpoint and we might have some different ideologies. But if you give us a little bit of time, you'll understand we have a point of a place that we're trying to get to and it's not toxic. So, and every week that we've had a woman on this show, I always ask, I don't know if you guys notice, I always ask them these questions. Did you feel heard? Do you think that we're toxic? And all of them was like, no. Yeah, not toxic. You guys have viewpoints, and you made a lot of sense, and they was able to get theirs off too, right?
They missed the ED show, so
they did miss the ED show. He hadn't bought that out in a while.
He did.
Running joke.
Are y'all gonna put me on blast like that?
Running joke for the show, but real words out of KY's mouth that erectile dysfunction is caused by the woman. Okay,
oh wow!
Yeah. That's how we get started.
I don't want to know how.
Hey, I didn't say every woman.
Okay, but
no, you just said the woman. That's what you said.
Hey man, I'm bringing my boy Alpha on with some information. I'm gonna show y'all.
You've been telling us he's gonna bring Alpha on for weeks, and Alpha ain't showed up.
Alpha, I need you, bro. I need you, bro.
So listen, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. If you're on Facebook watching this YouTube page, we want to get you guys over to YouTube because we're eventually going to stop our Facebook feed. And shout out to all our people on TikTok tonight. But the thing is that YouTube is the toxic is the last masculine. I'm confused. All my podcasts together. Toxic is the new masculinity. That is, toxic is the new masculinity. So make sure you go subscribe our page and share it out because that's how we continue to keep the algorithm on our side. So please go out and do that. But we had Lola on the show today, and she called me earlier this week and asked me a question, and I said, "Man, that's a great topic. Would you like to come on the show?" Mm-hmm. And the topic was, and of course, this is how toxic goes. We start one way and then it's going to end up on some other stuff. But the question was, is there a such thing as pretty privilege? And so now let me let y'all know something, because y'all always know the group chat is a whole nother thing, right? I put this in the group chat. Bossy said, I don't know, because I ain't never been pretty. Bossy,
I'm not an expert on that.
But no, so pretty privilege a lot of times, when we look at it from an aspect of how men treat women, right? If there's a level of attraction, a lot of times it's assumed that we tend to give them more favoritism. And if that attraction is not there, then we tend to maybe not give them the leeway as others. So I just want to know, Bossy, have you ever been guilty of that in any facet of your life? Now you can go all the way back and tell us you did it when you.
Let me answer that one for you. Okay. That's my road, dog. Hell yeah,
100%, man.
I mean, Boris.
I'm ready to take the bullet. I told everybody, listen. Personalities are cool, but they don't show up on pictures.
I told you.
Hey, call me what you want. I'm just being real with it. I never want to be with a woman that have to say, just give her time. She's cool.
Well, I don't think that's what. So I think pretty privilege is in terms of being even discriminated because even though you're beautiful, that may get you in the door. But what keeps you in the room, what gets you a seat at the table is what your knowledge, your skill set, your expertise,
100%.
And things of that nature. However, I think when we talked about it, I've heard about pretty privilege. I mean, my background as a sports publicist and my background being in entertainment as well. I've heard it all the time, about pretty privilege, people being able to getting a record deal. You can't sing a note. You don't even know where the notes are on the keyboard.
Right.
Yeah, but you are attractive. However, those people tend to fade very fairly quickly when it comes to building
long-term
longevity.
So the
like,
ceiling is short, you're saying?
very
for
short.
Yeah, 100%.
But also there's some discrimination. I recently was in a situation where I had to recognize that I think it was because of the way I looked. I was in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But what kept me in the room is my knowledge. I'm good at what I do. I'm
Right.
smart as hell.
Right.
But in being smart in that, and then coming out of the room, landing the deal, closing the,
Right.
resolving the public situation,
Right.
also walking out of the room, I had to deal with the discrimination of other women who were not invited in the same room, men who were not invited in the same
Right.
room. And the objective and the assumption was, oh, well, she's cute, so you're in here.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we spent 2 hours in there drafting a public statement, rebranding the organization,
Right.
and I'm leaving. And I think when it comes to those kind of terms, it gives a whole nother definition. Even here recently, I have a client. He's about to do an event next week, and the woman over it is very guarded with her information.
Right.
And the reality is, you got my client in this, and I can't make him. Like, it's my job to maximize his visibility,
Right.
and to maximize the opportunity that presents itself to build his brand. So when you safeguard information, not only are you hurting him, but you're hurting you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're only doing that based off of how you feel about someone you don't know, which is me.
Mm-hmm.
And the expectation is, I think public relations is a field where people are familiar with but don't understand.
Right.
And so when you don't understand what it is,
right.
But you're familiar with it, and someone who is attractive is in that field, you feel like it's kind of
like you got there because of
like you're cute. Yeah.
The person that hired you is only hiring you because they want to be in proximity to someone they believe looks attractive.
Oh, for sure. Because I feel like I have to handle people all the time. Like, I am a sports publicist. So, when you come to me and you tell me, oh, I only have a ticket for your client, what am I supposed to tell his wife? Because he ain't my man.
So is this question? So now is this coming at you from more of men or women?
Women.
So there's a jealousy.
So, yeah,
what, huh? Oh.
I hear what you're saying. So I'm just clarifying. So you're saying that whether it's jealousy or whatever it is, women will discredit you for the experience, intellect, and know-how part, and just immediately go to the way they perceive you to look.
Because I assumed that your position was going to be that men would do that, would discredit your knowledge because, like, oh well, she's attractive on whatever level she's attracted to me on, that I just think that she's just that, and I'm gonna bring her in. But you're saying that the discredit comes more so from inside versus outside.
So when it comes from men, it's more so I'm letting you in for my own ego, like, because you're visual people, right? But then the guards or the barriers up when it's, oh, she's intelligent, so now I have to show up differently. I can't show up like, oh, I am entertaining something that seemed cute but is really intellectual, if that makes sense.
I think there's something to be said. I don't know, right, wrong, or indifferent, but I think there's something to be said about just, when we talk about pretty privilege, right? I do think there particularly for women, there's a high regard for looks, right? I wouldn't say that it's just only looks, all right? But let's look at it. Let's look at it from a standpoint. On the news, how many unattractive news anchors do you see?
Not many.
Not many.
Yeah.
Or
No.
if not, I can't name one off the top of my head
Yeah.
right now. In sports, how many unattractive sports line? Well, there's one, and I'm not going to say her name. But she didn't start out like that.
Knowledge
she's
on
kinda
point,
in-
though. Knowledge on point.
Yeah, she kind of had been around a little bit too long, right? But generally,
Usually
you don't
there's
see that.
attraction
Right.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, they have like they do have a gift of talk and intellect and
Mhm.
review skills and stuff like that. But typically, it's how you look first,
Mhm.
because there's some
Mhm.
very articulate, strong, intelligent, experienced women that if they don't meet a criteria of this,
Mhm.
they're not going to get in front of the camera.
And so, Amy Cannon asked, "Why would you have to show up differently? Shouldn't you always be you? Always? Should you?"
Oh, absolutely, and I always am. So when I say showing up differently, it is I'm not showing up differently. I'm recognizing that the room I'm in, that I've been invited in. Now they're expecting me. They're not expecting me. They think I'm showing up differently because
So the men
right,
think you're showing up differently.
men or women,
Okay.
because it's
I get what she's saying. I need you to be cute, not smart.
Mhm.
right.
That's
yeah,
what she's saying.
yeah. I need you to be.
You can be cute, but don't
Uh-huh.
be smart.
Definitely.
But you know what's a genius move though? If
What's
we just really want to be 100 with this thing, sex sells.
Sex, absolutely.
Yeah,
Because
that's-
I remember it was a place called Merry-Go-Rounds, but it had clothes and everything. It wasn't an ugly girl in there, but it was a
Yeah.
genius move. You didn't even want a shirt. You just want to go see the girl.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
how in
yeah.
Philly. In Philly,
Yeah.
that's that. Like you just said, it was a place called City Blue. Actually, it's still there
Mhm.
from Townsend High School. It's been
Uh-huh.
a long time.
Yeah.
But they would do it, particularly when you came out the store, they would have either Hispanic or light skinned black girl, because it was like they're showing jeans.
Right.
Like this back like apple bottoms. Like
Yeah.
over before that,
Right.
they showed jeans. Them girls would be out in front of the store passing flies in those jeans.
Mm.
And you like, I don't care what's some jeans. I want to go in this.
Yeah, you just want to
Yeah,
go.
you-
I
you
just want to
gonna-
go in
yeah.
Then you come out with a
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah, you come out with a shirt.
100%.
Yeah, because one thing you can't be is you can't be broke.
Broke, right.
So you got to buy something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Listen, I
And
try
what you
hard
call
to
did
beer
that?
that way.
Yeah, but what you call them did that? What's the name of that store? They had dudes like that. It's like in the mall. I can't remember.
Abercrombie and
Yeah,
Fitch.
yeah, they do
Yeah.
the same
Yeah,
thing.
it didn't.
They would, but no, they did it. They had the dudes to bring in women because dudes would follow women.
Right.
So they,
Well, it's like
Mhm.
the gym, and it was funny. It was on a show with The Rock, who was on there, and the dude said, "You want to bring your gym clientele up?" He said, "Bring in strippers. Strippers come in free. Who follows strippers? Men.
Men.
Who follow men?
Women.
Women.
right.
Your gym." Hey,
Listen, I went to college with a prominent pastor, and when he was graduating, this respectable church in Atlanta hired him as their pastor, and I knew clearly, because I'm the daughter of a pastor, why they were hiring him.
Mhm.
He was young, he was single, he was naive, whatever. However, he was single too. And so the church
women-
packed
Yeah.
out because we going because
We might have a shot
because
at
we
being
have a
first lady.
different we have a different
Mhm.
we have a different interest. Men are visual, so for at first sight is what you're seeing. For women, it's at first sight what we can indirectly gain from, and I know that's going to be debatable, but it's like I can gain power. Listen, Jay-Z said it best. He ain't never heard of an ugly billionaire, and he's right.
You
He
know what?
corny, he quirky, he squishy,
my mama
but that
said-
he ain't ugly.
My mama said Eddie used to be ugly till he got money. She said
Yeah.
she looked at him and said, "Damn, Eddie look kind of good."
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny because I was trying to hook up a homegirl with a buddy of mine one time, right?
Uh-huh.
And she said, "What he looked like?" I started naming off his what he was, where he worked, what he made, what he had, this and that. She said, "Oh, he looked damn good." Ain't never laid eyes on him, but she was already like, "You know what? Oh, he looks good."
Sounds like my type.
Yeah.
And so when so he's single and we're young, but I remember my running joke with him was like, we're leaving the club early to come to church because of you. Like everybody's leaving to come to church because of you.
That's a
The
Holy Ghost
women.
for you, ain't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the men are leaving to catch what you don't catch.
Basically, because guess
Yeah,
what?
because everybody
can't
know
get
where
everybody.
you get.
So,
Yeah,
man-
you can't only say I do at one at a time.
Mm.
At that point, in that
Yeah.
era. Now I know we got pollinary, whatever, and all this other stuff. But
Man,
at the
you know
end of
what?
the day,
I beg the difference, man. Everybody think I'm crazy because everybody talk about, man, I would marry Oprah. I'm like, heck no. You know, you gotta wake up and look at Oprah
No,
every.
she's saying, which her point is the difference between us
and that's
them.
me.
'Cause
You're
looks
not
are-
gonna
yeah,
look at
looks are
Oprah.
paramount to
if
us.
Yeah.
If
Like
Oprah,
Yeah.
if
you would date
Oprah look
sorry,
like
go ahead.
Beyonce, you rolling over every day with
Yeah.
them fans.
But what you're saying is like
Yeah.
for us.
Oh, yeah, I see
For
what you're
us,
saying.
Beyonce, it don't matter how much money she got.
Right.
Beyonce could be a billionaire or
Or
working at
she can be a
McDonald's.
bum.
All she got to
Yeah.
be is
All
fine.
you
Yeah.
gotta do is
Yeah.
wake up and be a
Right.
bad
Yeah.
And the
bitch.
women,
Yeah.
I don't discourage that because the women's attraction is different. Women are attracted by security.
Yeah.
Right.
That the
Mhm.
more secure you are, the more attractive you are.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, because a lot of times because women look at, when you say the security, when you have resources, finances, that's security all the way around. They feel like they're taken care of, or they can be taken care of.
Right.
With us, like you say, listen, the rich guy, y'all got to remember, Tiger was knocking down Waffle House girl.
Well, yeah.
Right? But you know what though?
He got
I'ma
extra
tell you
bacon. He got extra bacon
But
on
I'm
the
gonna tell you
plate.
this. I told somebody, I said, let me tell you why Tiger was doing that. See, in that circle with Tiger, Jordan, Barkley, and whoever else that they had in that circle,
Right.
there's a Rolodex of the acceptable girls who here you go.
Yeah.
But those girls don't like you.
Mm.
Tiger was looking for somebody to like him. The Waffle House girl looked at him like, oh my God.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm having
The
all
girl
his
that-
babies.
The girl in the Rolodex,
Hands down.
the girl in the Rolodex, she said, hey, here you go. Boom. You got my money. I'm out. Right?
Right.
The girl in the Waffle House, she was like, you are a Tiger.
Take
He wanted
me
some
home.
feeling behind that.
He
wants
wanted some feeling behind it.
Yeah.
But see, you got to understand, Tiger, Jordan, but them guys were older than Tiger.
Mm.
They had already experienced all of this. Most of them was married and still had all their side women. Tiger was new to the game, and he ain't never had. First of all, when you on the country club, your options ain't like that, right?
Right.
And Tiger was a goofy looking dude coming up. Let's be real about it. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like Tiger just had chicks throwing it at him unless
Yeah,
somebody
nah.
knew what golf could pay and they was really on him. Other than that, Tiger was up to this world to where he looked at it and said, yo, but also those women looked at him, it was a status symbol. And there's usually a status symbol tied to it where we generally like, I'm not looking for the status. I want the woman.
Right.
So when it comes to toxic, I mean, the question is are both behaviors toxic? Because if you're only looking at a woman because she can make you feel good and you feel like this is what it is, then but only bringing home literally bacon.
Oh yeah. Bacon again tonight?
Bacon.
Again?
Regular ass waffles. I'm so sick of this.
She ain't bringing in nothing.
But it's a certain maturity level because you got to understand it's something come with the Instagram model. Are you ready to be? Are you ready to go out with her because every dude is gonna hit on her? You're gonna get disrespected. Are you ready for all
And then
that?
my question
I
is,
don't have an issue with that. Like,
Well, no.
That's it. I'm the type of dude for real. Like,
Well, you
If
no,
you-
no,
I
hold
see
on.
that.
You ain't been to the spots.
No,
I'm talking about what a dope boy literally describe your girl by the hand.
That's a
let
different.
me
I bet you won't say nothing
No.
if I grab my hand.
Well, for one, I ain't gonna be anywhere with no dope girl snatch my girl. But what I'm telling you is, for me, right? If I got a hottie, right, I like it when dudes are looking at. I ain't no problem.
No,
with
no,
that.
they pass looking.
Wait, let me
Yeah.
finish. Again, I said I tell you what, if you dumb enough to take a fine woman out to Brownsville, Florida, where they got guns and bullet holes all over, then you you deserve to get got.
Right.
You deserve to get got.
Here's the thing, KY talking about though. When we talk about the average IG model, where you trying to take a she ain't trying to go.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you got to go to these places.
Well, hold up. Let me separate that. You said IG model. I'm just talking about using it as an attractive woman in general.
Yeah.
Right? You're right. Because when you, in my opinion, when you sport an IG model, there's an agenda involved, right? It ain't it ain't long term either.
No, it's here for a
Well,
good time.
yeah,
Right, exactly. It ain't
Yeah.
long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ain't got much invested in this. Oh, yeah.
Right.
I ain't got much invested in this.
Right.
So I think you should. I think if you're going to date an IG model, you pretty much should have expectations.
But you know what? And so Lola has said something. We had a conversation and we were talking about the title of the show, Toxic is the New Masculinity, right? And so, and pretty much having a conversation about things that go on just in the world and as men, and then bringing in other aspects and point of view.
Oh, we got my man Bethel. I'm sorry.
Bethel's on there.
Bethel, hey man. Shout out to my man Bethel. Hey, bro. Light it up, bro.
Yeah.
We got you. You coming on the show.
I am making negotiations right now. Bethel has been my first client, and he's still my client, and he's my favorite client.
Bethel got a following.
Yeah. So, and you were talking about just toxic, that masculinity itself wasn't toxic.
No, I think we're in a new age of where everyone's healing and trying to find peace and things of that nature. And I think like strong characteristics are considered masculinity, but they're not toxic, i.e. being brave.
Mm-hmm.
That's a masculine characteristic. But being brave is standing up to people who probably you have never stood up to. So that's not toxic to me. To create boundaries, that's masculine, because women are looking for protectors. When we as women, especially single women, are creating boundaries and setting boundaries for ourselves, boundaries is a masculine characteristic. It's strong, it's authoritative. And so when you're doing that, what you're saying is that when you're talking about masculinity, you can't put that all in one group and say that it's all toxic, because women, manipulation is very much so, I think, a feminine trademark, because it comes in a very soft and subtle way.
Right.
No one's coming in who's manipulating you just aggressively, like gonna put you in the face. They're like talking about how, your eyes should be this way, or and you're buying into it, and now you have allowed someone to like punch you in the face. So at the end of the day, I think when it comes to men being masculinity being a toxic way of defining things, I think it's kind of lost its definition, because there's feminine and masculinity in both men and women.
Do you think women still, I didn't mean to cut you off, because you're hitting on something we talked about earlier, and don't lose your thought process.
No.
Do women still know how to be feminine? Because
absolutely.
Because it's a lot of them are talking about,
listen,
I'm a boss,
I'm
an alpha. It's a lot
and
of them out there.
And that's all bullshit, because we all want to be kept and taken care of. When people and I'm just being very honest.
No, I like it. I like it.
The woman that says she's a boss and she don't need a man is the one who still got the same vibrator I got. 0.210. Like, at the end of the day, and when that motherfucker cut off, we looking for some real shit. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. I think these are coping mechanisms that we use. Like, it's okay for us to still be a boss. I'm a boss as a publicist, because I have to stand before my clients and demand certain things.
Right.
But when it comes to my man, that's not what I have to do.
Right.
It's a time and a place for everything. And I think that we have learned, especially as Black women, and I'm going to say this because I'm full Black, both my parents Black, and it is what it is. But we have learned how to cope with the definitions and the narratives that society has made a trend, and we have adapted to. But the truth of the matter is, we want to be happy housewives too. We want to go shopping on somebody, like, we want to do that, and you can't tell me different. And the person that says that that's not what they want to do, and they like going on their own dime, they a dog ass lie. Because you don't even want to pay on y'all. Because if the people come out and say that the bill has been paid and you don't have to pay it, you're not going to say, give them people their money back, I'm gonna pay it myself.
No,
somebody said you can be a boss.
Tatiana McGee said you can't be a boss.
And I think I just said that. Yes, you can be a boss. You can definitely be a boss. It's a time and a place for everything.
But you know what? Here's my question. Even when we get to talking about even being a boss, like, like why is that word so heavily used when we know nobody likes bosses? Tell me somebody said, man, I love my boss. I love nobody like why is that the word that got attached
Because
to?
it is the narrative that makes us comfortable with being by ourselves, because most bosses are what? Alone. So we find a new definition.
Boss.
Am I
Hey,
praised
by the
by
way,
me?
her
Your
name-
wife
her
don't
name
work
is-
for you.
No,
name
he
is-
said what employee. Nigga, I got a whole cup. I got a cup. I got a journal said best boss.
Yeah, they bought that so they don't want to get
Yeah,
fired.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's like I
Oh,
got
man.
right in the room
See,
because
why
I was
why
pretty.
you gotta
Like,
do the old stuff?
Wait. Are you a boss or you a leader?
I'm a leader, 100%.
okay, so that's a different thing.
Yeah.
So a boss, someone who is a dictator, not leading for a lack of better terms. No, they're at home. So we've created a new narrative for people to be comfortable for being alone or being by themselves. We're always giving new definitions of why we are in our own way. And that is the conversation.
Okay. All right.
Her name is Titania.
Oh, Titania. Sorry,
Yeah.
Titania.
Yeah. It was,
My
hey.
bad. Listen, right here on Toxic is the new masculinity. We're gonna jack up some names.
I want to
But,
address those.
But Titania, the question is, what's wrong with the word boss?
And that.
And and the next question was, the next statement was, a boss is not a dictator.
So if you particularly, since we're going to take a corporate term, let's use corporate work, right?
Mhm.
Bosses are just that. Bosses generally don't act on responsibility. They act on orders, right? Bosses,
And that would be a dictator, right?
Bosses
Okay.
generally
I'm just answering
are
our
not comfortable with
definition.
competition.
Mhm.
All right. They want to establish their dominance, right? Leaders create other leaders.
Mhm.
All right. Leaders set an example for people to follow.
Exactly.
Leaders take people they identify their weakness and build up their strengths. Ultimately, leaders are never, ever intimidated by being replaced. Never.
Mhm.
Those are leaders. All right. Bosses are, and like what you were just saying, when you ever hear somebody say or use the term, I'm a boss B or I'm a boss, who are they elevating? Themselves.
Mhm.
Fact.
Leaders don't do that.
No.
Yeah.
I have a quick story. I remember, man, this 90-year-old woman taught me this by a side comment, right? She was having a birthday party, celebrated she was 90, okay? They told her to sit in the middle of the table, right? She said, so everybody can see you.
Mhm.
That's your seat. The lady said, whose birthday is it? She said, they said, it's yours. She said, wherever I'm sit, I'm me. You know, it don't
Right,
matter if I sit in the
right.
middle of the table. Wherever I am, I'm going to draw attention.
Yeah.
That's the difference between a boss and a leader.
Yeah.
A leader says, wherever I am,
Yeah.
Right.
wherever I am, I'm going to lead.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A boss is like, I need to be in the boss chair so you know I'm in charge.
So let me ask you this: are you saying a boss is external and a leader is internal?
Well, actually, I'll say a leader knows when to operate between the two.
Well, I say
Now, a
internal.
boss-
I mean, I don't have to express it.
100%.
It's in me.
You don't have to.
It's gonna show
you
up
don't even have to
without me having.
explain it.
100%.
And then when I say external, it's like I gotta
Right.
let you know.
Right,
You're
let's look
right.
at sports. Let's look
You're
at
You don't have
sports.
to
Right.
explain
Right,
it.
you
You
look
don't
at
have
sports.
yeah.
Jordan,
Right.
Jordan don't walk in the court and say I'm Michael Jordan.
Right.
Kobe don't walk on the court and say I'm Kobe.
Yeah.
Two
When
shots
Kobe
in, you
walk on the
figured it
court-
out.
when Kobe- yeah.
Two shots in, you done figured it out.
Kobe walks on the court. Everybody, that's Kobe Bryant.
You don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
Like even when it comes with anything, at the end of the day, people who are defined by being a boss are always defining who they are publicly, saying it. Leaders, you can feel, you can sense it's a
on
vibe.
the
It's a
Instagram title.
thing.
It's on their Facebook
Yeah,
page.
boss
I've never seen
this,
nobody
boss
say,
this.
I'm leader this, I'm
Yeah.
leader that.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
always,
I'm boss.
You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Boss
know-
B,
Yeah.
boss, and the thing is that what you're limiting yourself to? Like, because boss is a masculine word. And so even though it's a masculine word, there are women in their femininity carrying that narrative. And so when it comes to men, you know, a masculinity being toxic, we have to ask, is it the stronger the definition, the stronger the word that makes it toxic, or the person? that carries
Well,
it.
Bethel said most boss bees are single.
Hey,
Absolutely.
but you know it's weird.
Facts.
Completely
Facts.
true.
You said,
I mean,
you said
and
it
I'm
earlier.
a single woman, but and
Yeah.
I'm saying this
Yeah.
like I've never defined myself as like, oh, I'm this boss, or even when we talked about being pretty privileged. At the end of the day, these are not the things that I can't wait to be a happy housewife. I can't wait to be these things. And when I say that, I say it loosely, but I say it seriously because I do want to be a helpmate. I don't want to be someone who can't be submissive to their partner because I'm so set in my ways and so defined by what society says I should be as a single woman. Okay, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
What was I saying?
I know.
Let's don't forget about pretty privilege. We got
Pretty,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, pretty privileged. Absolutely.
But no,
I mean, but you know what? Men get it too. Men,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, men get it because you can tell. In fact, I'm gonna back up. Let me back up. Eddie Murphy, when he did the Clunks, he said when he was on set and he had to go somewhere and he was the big dude.
Yeah.
And how people were treating him
Yeah.
because of his size.
Yeah.
And he was in character,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how they treat him. And it's true. It's so true. You get treated differently.
I'm gonna say this. Vice President Harris. Do you think she could have ran as president any other way?
Heck,
With all her accolades. With all her accolades, she still is beautiful.
So you're saying if she
If she wasn't, we would.
Oh, okay. You're saying her look. I mean, yeah, you're right.
And I'm saying that because here we are, and I'm going to get so much flack for this. I'm probably going to get thrown in the bridge. Okay. We will probably have the first woman, the first Black person, and then the first Black woman all in one be the governor of Georgia, where there was a former Black woman running for the governor of Georgia. You take a look and you tell me who's most likely to win.
Right.
And the reality is that's very shallow. I tell people I'm a publicist. I deal in shallow spaces. I deal with visibility. I deal with brands. I deal with optics. This is what I deal with. This is what I work in.
So let me ask you, just not being pretty, but even your physique, your height, especially for men, you take a man come in the room who's 6'3". He may not have all the knowledge, but if he's built right, you take a man who's 5'5", he may know it up and down, but you don't look the part.
Right. You're still concerned internally and you don't even know why.
Right.
Like I believe you can do the job. I'm just unsure. I walked into a meeting full of Black Baptists last week. I had on my heels. I was professionally dressed. And not only was I looked the part, but I knew what I was doing. And at the same time, the concern did I know what I was doing, but even they felt uncomfortable because they had limited me to what I could be, what I could deliver.
You know, you said something to me. It may be a bad example, but it got me to thinking about potentially about how when you're attractive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your other redeemable qualities could either be excused or not looked at, versus when you're unattractive. I mean to be careful saying unattractive. They could be excused.
Now, some people are unattractive.
No, yeah, I get it. But I'm gonna use this example, right? I'm not gonna say this woman is unattractive.
She babbling ugly.
No.
Well, he won't marry Oprah, and I will. And
I'm being funny. Go ahead. Go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
take two, right? And just look at the reasons why they were in their positions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Palin, all right?
Mm-hmm.
When, what was it, McCain
Yeah.
brought her along?
Yeah.
He didn't bring her along
He
because
bought
she was smart.
He bought her for a
He
look.
didn't, right.
Yeah.
And we
Then
found out.
Right. And then you look at, and again, I'm not saying she's unattractive, but hear what makes her who she is. Michelle Obama.
Mm-hmm.
If Michelle Obama was just in a club, if you don't know her, you'd probably walk past her.
Mm-hmm.
But once she starts talking, once she starts articulating,
Right.
once she starts demonstrating her leadership skills, you be like, man, that woman's fine.
Yeah.
100%.
But here's
You know
the
what I mean?
thing.
Yeah. I see what
You
you're saying.
may slightly walk past Michelle, but you kind of take a glance because what did we say? How she stands,
Right.
how she's walking in the room,
How she comes through the room.
in commanding the room.
Therein lies my point. Michelle comes in the room like if you were to take, I promise you, if nobody knew who Michelle Obama was, and you took a picture of her and you gave it to your boy and say, "Yo, I want to hook you up with her," he probably would go,
"Okay,
okay,
Yeah.
But if you took a picture of Beyonce, like, for sure. However, if Beyonce was splitting and slicing verbs and couldn't complete a sentence, Michelle was Michelle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your attention would vastly turn.
But
because attraction gets you in the door.
100%.
What you know keeps you in.
So
that. But see, and I think a lot of times I hate to cut you off. I think a lot of times when we talk about being visual as men, I think people think like we stop there. No, what we're saying is
we don't.
What we're saying is we want to like to look at. We want to like to look at what we hear coming from you, right?
Right.
Because I can see. So my thing is, I don't want to be like, God dang, she's smart as hell, but no. So we like to see it, but we also want. There's levels to this. It gets you in, and then all of a sudden, because how many of us, and you guys can probably just count them, because I know I did the same thing. She was bad.
Dumb as hell.
And quickly you said, hell no.
Stacey Dash.
But you've done this in your real life.
That's what I'm saying.
You met a woman in real life, like, nah.
I'm good.
But I'm gonna keep it PG, but this is the real. I'm gonna drop game on fellas. It's always this, and you can tell. You'll say, now, I have sex with her, but I marry her.
Yeah.
I take her on to mama. Oh, you know when the hell I'm bringing her home to mama.
I show mama a picture.
Yeah. Mama, that's what I'm with right now.
Yeah, because guess what? Because you know, depending on how she carries herself, how she acts, she sounds, what all this stuff matters, and you're not bringing her to no other woman that you care about. You know that's gonna give you the truth because she's gonna look right through it, right?
And your boys know right away. Now I don't know if women do this. It's a good question. Your boys know right away. Oh, I know it. I know why he with her. I get it.
After we talk to you, I
got it.
We do the same thing. Like I have a friend, and I mean,
don't call his name. Don't call his name.
But when he was like, he proposed.
What?
He proposed. All the friend group was like,
and we like, oh my God, like this nigga can't lose his job. Like he can never. And the thing is, in as much as she trying,
he can't ever be down and out. You got to stay on top.
Even
she like you see that little Martin was like, we ain't gonna make
I'm gonna tell you this. I think we talked about this. I have a friend, she was gonna get a divorce, and now her husband was the breadwinner. Not the most attractive, but the breadwinner, and he did what he did. And I'm the only single person in my friend group. And so basically everybody was like, well, we're going to help you and, pack and leave because he's going to pay for her to stay. So, no, what we doing? I'm not helping you pack to leave this.
Yeah, you know what?
Hell no.
Kudos to you.
I was like, and I'm not even saying, and I know somebody going to be like,
you
going to let him disrespect her. And nah, it sounds like he bored. And because what I'm not gonna do is give you freedom in a 5-bedroom home to keep fucking over me. I got one rule: you can fuck with me and fuck over me, but you're not gonna do both at a time.
You can do both at the same time.
You're not gonna do it at the same time.
So
my theory was when you get off, leave them kids at the door. I don't care if you say that it's Sonic. He can't text, talk with a baby giving a bottle and giving a toddler a bath. He can't do a whole lot. He's going to be real frustrated. And at the end of the day, my whole thing is you're leaving a situation to prove a point.
Right.
And the point is he don't have a problem paying for his freedom because you still got the kids.
Well, I have a problem with now.
And I'm not saying it is like that, and I know this is gonna rile up everyone, but my whole thing is my attitude. Nah, we ain't going until death do us by better. This is the worst motherfucking part of the whole situation. So
Kudos
to
to you.
worst.
Kudos to you because so many, but you have so many women.
Because you're
Girl, I'm gonna help you
trying
pack
to-
up. You need to leave
No,
him. You need to do that. But
hell
you know
no,
what?
This nigga need a hobby after work, and he needs to be this toddler and this baby. He gonna like, that's what the fuck he
She gonna
needs.
keep it busy.
Hey,
you ain't got time
You
for
got-
side chicks. You got baby.
If
Yeah.
you taking them out, and my attitude is, and the day the lights get cut off because you bought this bitch a bag, we going over there to get the bag, lady. We need the bag.
Hey, you know, kudos. But you know what? It's so many women and men will do it too. They'll drive you down that lane, and then you know what? Once you get to the end of the road, you don't see them no more.
No.
Oh, now some of them will hang with
no,
you because they
because
toxic.
they was
Now
trying
that's
to
a
get-
toxic situation.
Sometimes
It
they
is.
try to get you to be in that same
But what I
situation.
need to
Right, that's
have,
what- and they
I need
gonna hang
my
with you, the
friends to
miserable group.
understand is that she hadn't worked in a while.
Mhm.
She wanted to go to grad school. This is your prime time to go.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're gonna do this, let's do this. But we're not gonna do it. We're not doing this to prove a point. That's where
Right.
that boss bitch, independent woman.
Right.
I'ma do it. So now everybody gonna call you a single mom doing it on your own because you
Yeah.
feel no nigga till better or motherfucking me worse.
Right. Right.
At the end, and this is our words. If she gonna come over here, who's bathing the toddler?
Yeah.
Cause I'm not doing it by myself, and that's my attitude. Like, and I couldn't. And then even me being the single friend, it was like, how can you be this way? Because I know what it is to do it by myself. Hell no, you don't get out of it like this.
So and you know, and we were talking, you know, even with all of that, and you know, and so most of the time there's situations where people are they're in that situation, especially when you are with somebody who has taken care of all the bills and you're not working.
I'm not leaving.
Usually
Sorry.
the pretty privilege happens. Why? Because you got a chance to get in that
I ain't
situation,
got
right?
shit to prove. Mhm. I
And then,
proved it down the aisle.
so now you in.
Goddamn right.
Well, you know, something you said earlier.
She a boss.
Yeah, for real. Something you said earlier, Lola, when you were talking about
Leader. My kid's the way to go. Leave this nigga.
you were talking.
Savannah, he's a good man.
Listen, but you were talking about earlier how they're pretty privileged, you know, what happened, and then sometimes the discredit comes from the ladies, right? And so I've always had this question, you know, there's always been this talk that said, you know, they always, now I see this talk online, like men, you know, y'all don't even like women. And I always ask this question.
What? Wait, what?
When? What?
No, they said y'all don't like women, you only like them because you're not sexually attracted to men, right?
What?
So men don't like
That's
women.
the stupidest.
I'm so
Who
sick of
said
that. And
this?
I heard that. I heard a
For
man
real?
say this. I heard a man say that men really don't like women. You're just sexually attracted to them. And I felt like, dang, this man got some really bad mama issues. Like,
Nah, he gay.
now here's the thing, and he is like he's
I
taking
told
his
you.
ass.
That,
Like,
that
at the end
sound
of the
real
day.
gay.
Because at the end of
But I
the
heard a lot of women
day,
say that.
but you have to. So as a single woman, I want men to start picking up on what the new coping mechanism is to justify why and I'm single saying this because why would I date someone that doesn't like women and sleep with someone? Because then he's into very harmful things if he doesn't like women. This is abusive. I don't want to be. I don't even want to.
my life, bro.
Yeah,
First to
it's,
me.
you know, say men,
It's a first to me.
Oh,
they
yeah,
say
no.
men don't like women. They're just not sexual attracted to dudes. So that means that they're only with women for the sexual attraction, right? And so but when that comes up, I often start to ask just these other questions. I say, okay, so if y'all say that men don't like women, let me ask you this question: do women like women? Because every woman I know
I don't.
say,
I mean, I don't like them like that. I don't want
No,
them in my house.
but
like
every
that.
woman I hear, you know, they always say,
What?
"Oh, I got more homeboys than I got homegirls because I can't stand to be around a bunch of women." And
Yeah,
I
and
hear that a lot, and I'm like,
I've heard,
"Well, do
yeah.
y'all like each other?" Because my
No.
thing is, when these ladies are always talking about, I can't be around a bunch of women, I don't like this, that, you can't do this, you can't do that. So I'm like, okay, maybe y'all projected on us. Maybe you're projecting your hate for each other to put it on men because men I know like women.
Whoever said that is an idiot.
It's because you married a woman.
You know, there on the chat, right? To the point you were making, young lady said something to the fact that we are making the term boss negative, right? And it feeds into what you're saying right now. And I said before, I never understood when it happened that from women we became their competition, right? We there always seems these things, these sayings, whether it be boss or something like that, that when she says it's not negative, but the way you present it, particularly in the audience of us, it comes off extremely masculine, right? And to your point, we're not attracted to masculinity.
Like the,
You know,
like
we
the
yeah,
alpha.
not exactly.
Yeah.
That is not attractive to us. That's attractive to other women, I guess, because they like when you talk about relationships, right? When we talk about relationships, is a relationship in general about us or about her?
It's about her.
It's about her,
Mhm.
right? Is that coming from us or her?
Her.
Right?
Yeah.
When it comes to the relationship being controlling, right? When you listen to them, right? It's about her, what she wants done, and everything is wrong with us.
Everything,
Right?
yeah.
It's
Well, that's
everything
that
is
term,
wrong with us.
happy wife, happy home.
Right.
That's the
All-
worst thing could
every-
ever been said.
Generally every cliche you hear in a relationship is somehow, some way disparaging to us coming from them. And I'm often says, why have we become your competition?
Right.
Like I told you, I said to you before.
Well, I
Like,
think that's
hold on, one
question.
question, one thing. For example, right? You hear the male ego is what?
Fragile.
Yes.
Yeah.
But can you ask a woman how much she weighs?
No.
No.
If you think a woman is pregnant, can you ask her?
Oh
hey,
my
are you
God.
pregnant? No.
No.
Can you ask her how old she is?
No.
No. If she has on a dress you don't like, and you tell her that's an ugly dress? No. If she got a haircut, but you say, baby, I don't like the haircut. No.
Shoe size.
Yet the man's ego is the one that's fragile.
They're projecting their
Good
problems on
point.
us.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
projecting what.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
agree.
Because you can't, because those are things that have been told that you can't say, you can't ask, you can't do this,
Right.
you know, because, but see, the thing is,
You can't even, what do we say? You're talking. Don't argue with them. Just, I was at dinner with I have a couple of friends, right? We all married. And one of the women said to the dude, I'm always right. And another young lady said, that's right. Women are always right. And I told her, I said, no, respectively, women are not always right.
Yeah.
They both said, yes, they are. I says, no. Y'all don't want to be wrong.
Mhm.
So you think you're right because we know you don't want to be wrong and we don't argue with you. And you think our argument is acquiescence. It's not. We just know this is not going to win. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
And
like-
I think that and I think that has a lot to be silenced and being minimized. And so we have developed a way to be vocal. And so that doesn't happen anymore. Because you have to understand we're the last group of people to ever have rights, especially in this country.
you know,
And
women.
so, yeah,
Yes,
women.
100%,
So
yeah.
at the end of the day, these are the things that justify why we have to quote unquote stand our ground. And in standing our ground, we do say things like women are all right. Bethel has a saying that goes happy happy spouse, happy house.
100%. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
and so with that being said,
How about happy marriage, happy house? How come we can't be?
Well, it doesn't
how-
rhyme. But
happy house,
it-
but
Yeah,
it-
yeah, don't rhyme.
But
Spouse
yeah,
and house
spouse-
kind of rhyme. So
like-
that's
and a
what
man-
spouse
matters.
can be a woman,
man-
it's a
man-
man or a
yeah.
woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, spouse. Okay, I see where you're going with that. Okay.
So I think at the end of the day, that's what it is. Boss doesn't have it. I think to answer that question about saying that we're defining it negatively, the word boss, I think you have to question, like, as we stated earlier, are you a boss or a leader? And like when you say that you're a boss, what does that look like? You had something to say.
Well, I'm going to I'm gonna piggyback off you. You understand why it could be viewed negative because I mean, just think, you're still boss.
Yeah.
I got you,
Mhm,
boss.
mhm.
What you want to do next, boss? So
Absolutely.
it's putting, and I'm not, and it's not a cookie cutter situation, but you can see where that could be viewed. I'm gonna tell you, I had a problem with the word boy. I actually swung on my on my friend in college. He was driving the car. My boy said, "Hey." I was trying to take him out in the car while he was driving. I'm like, it just didn't sit well with me.
He was black.
He was black.
Okay.
It's just the way he said it. It just, You know,
It's a demeaning term.
You could say the N word, but he was from Arkansas and he had this way of saying it. I was like, I said, hey man, quit saying that, bro. he said it again. I cracked him right in the jaw while he driving the car. My other boy said, hey man, you kill us.
Hey, but I think what happens is we talk about, and I even put in the chat, is the term boss negative. And I think when we look around, and I think more so than anything, we have to be mindful of how we project certain things. Certain words have power. When we say these things. And I think when we start saying, hey, I am trying to be a leader, we have to be intentional with our words and be that leader. And what we can't do is speak from a place of lack, because then that starts to show insecurities.
100%.
And so I really think if I have to stand up on the table and tell you I'm the boss, I'm probably not doing my job well.
Yeah, you're not.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's why the young lady said a boss isn't negative, right? And I think she's seeing it more from the projection side, from the one saying it, versus the recipient side. Because you're right, and there are not too many in the situations where you can point to yourself. Me, and it's received as something positive.
Yeah.
But she's in the entertainment business, and I was around the music business for a long time with I don't know, Tila. Shout out Tila, and 360 Mafia, Just Born, did a lot of music behind What's Up, Jay. But what I learned, the people who were really mouthy and say they could do the most, I learned this I picked it up real quick. Can do the least amount. The people who really ran things, I watched the big dogs when they was bringing in. Hey man, they be in tennis shoes, jeans, a t-shirt, and just relax, just chopping it up like normal.
I mean, you knew that since childhood, man.
But even
I'm just talking about. It was you. I mean, you saw it. To see it work.
I'm gonna give you an analogy that I'm sure you're familiar with. Every brother's familiar, right? When you're in the middle of the crowd, right? When you're in the middle of the crowd and there's about to be a fight, which one you worried about? The one talking the most, or the one that's quiet? The one that's quiet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, another scenario. We all play ball. Which one can't play? The one that got the best gear on.
Exactly.
Man,
no, because my boy is pretty boy Floyd on
listen,
the ball.
Hey,
spat it up from the head to the toe.
Wait. Here's the thing.
Right.
Here's the
I think
thing.
I'm the only ball player that had a tailor-made shirt.
Yeah.
And I was an all-pro.
Yeah. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you what I know.
Wait. We're not saying that there are not Deion Sanders out there that lay your jersey out. But what I'm saying is, in junior high, high school, you look at the guy, you say, you too pretty.
Yeah. You got the newest everything. We're able to perceive this when we look around, and that's why I say when a lot of times people's perception is going to come of you, and you can do a lot to help them bring a negative perception on you. And I think sometimes I understand you want to be heard. We look at this. If I look at this from a position of, because we do see a lot of the terminology balls coming from women, right? We really have to look at it, understand from a male perspective, they are coming from a place where for years you weren't even given an opportunity. They are coming from a place to where it's like, hey, look at me, I'm just as smart. They are coming from a place that people said, you know what, just because of your gender, you can't. And then also we add in the color, because of your color, you can't, right? And so now when you arrive on the scene, it's saying, hear me roar, right? But I think sometimes we have to realize that although you want to state your presence, sometimes it's better to walk in and present.
And that letting it be.
Let me say this. What you just said, that is great what you said it. But I want to ask you and the ladies on the channel, what you just said is like they coming from a place of oppression where their gifts and what they can provide is not appreciated. I 100% agree with that. So there's some aggression there. I totally agree with that. But what I want to say is I think that aggression comes to us black men. And I want to ask the ladies, that's fair to say that it's coming to us when we are not the ones who are doing the oppression to them. That I'm just asking.
I would say that we're wanting it not to come from you, but sometimes it does, and it not you particularly, but there are some times where it does come, because although we have been the most suppressed and we are the one seeking to be heard the most, because listen, I mean, Black women, we hold the most degrees in the United, like we are the most educated, and yes, we are the least hurt. And to that point,
wait a minute. Actually, I'm sorry to interrupt. But I have to because you're right. Black women hold the most degrees, but y'all outnumber us 2-1. So you should.
We should. Why should we should?
It's more women. It's more women than men.
And
y'all
so,
outnumber us 2-1.
But we just were able to get an education. Like y'all were able to get an education before.
Yeah.
If we're 2-1,
y'all can get in school.
Yeah,
right?
so more of us can get in school.
Not disparaging that at all.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we're getting these degrees. If you think about it, most people that hold all the degrees they have, it's not because they're passionate about it. It's to prove a point.
Well, you gotta understand. Have us. Okay.
100%. You think? I mean, most people with a doctorate, they have to tell you they have a doctorate because it doesn't come up in a conversation. They got the doctorate to tell you they had a doctorate. And here's the thing: there's nothing to discredit that, because that is very honorable, and that is and we recognize it. But it's not recognized when you walk into a corporate, a boardroom, and you're still not getting paid.
Well, but I'm gonna say this before you say that. I think in our community, we got to stop getting doctorates to make $80,000 a year.
Yeah,
because a lot of times we got doctorates in degrees that don't mean shit. Like,
and you still paying student loan,
and you paying a student loan making $80,000 a year.
Well, now some people go for the education for it. Some people. I know what you're saying though.
I think that's our point. I think that's the.
That's what I'm making.
Yeah, they have like
that
we women,
like
they have
we're doing. So here's the thing: we're doing the most to just be seen. We're doing the most.
I get what
Think about it.
So let me ask you this, and you probably don't. She ain't got no like glass. Take the glass away from me. So look at this, and I'm saying this with the kindest heart I can say.
Go.
You're never gonna be on an even playing field with men. It's just not gonna happen.
I don't think we want to be on the even playing field with men.
Saying you don't.
From professionally or personally, let's go from there.
Both, because you gotta understand. Even though it's more women who we lead the industry and everything, we lead. It's not a Rockefeller woman. It's not a J.P. Morgan woman. I'm trying to figure out: is it a 1% woman in America?
L'Oreal, but
who sits at the table and makes those kind of decisions?
L'Oreal.
Because if you look at the men who built America, it doesn't say the men and the woman who built America.
Yes, but at the end of the day,
like
you know that I know that it wasn't a man who built this country by itself. You know that. You know that.
I'm sorry, let me just say, right. So you're 100% right, but let me explain that there's a reason for that, right? There's a reason for that. You're right. So first, I'm gonna say, look at slavery, right? Look look when we came here and we were hampered and not given an opportunity, right?
Right.
We were so far behind that we're still trying to catch up, right?
Right.
When you're talking about the beginning of time, remember the beginning of time, right?
Yeah.
The beginning of time.
You know where I'm going.
Men are obviously physically stronger than women, right? The only thing that helps is communication. We didn't have a language.
Right.
So women were oppressed simply by the realm of survival for the fittest for years, right? It was men, us going around conquering, fighting, killing, obtaining land, right? And we left them behind to the point where we elevated, like we treated them as less than, not equal to.
Right. Now,
like she just said, women, like we've been, not we, there's white people have been here and eventually us since the 1500s.
Right.
Women didn't even get a right to talk, speak, or vote until 1920.
Right.
1994, they just got the right where they couldn't be beat by their husbands. So it's not like you're right. Men have created the world. We have done a lot,
Right.
but we have done it inclusive of our intelligence, but at a strict disadvantage to them.
Mhm.
So it ain't. We do have like physical superiority,
Right.
but men in general, we got a hell of a head start in front of women too.
Right.
And here's the thing, and that's physicality. We're not even talking about intelligence, because if you think about it,
Right.
women, women, when they talk about the head, the neck, and how and where women sit, if we're the neck, we are still directing things. When you come home and you're confused about what should happen, you pillow talking. Let me tell you something. If I want my daddy to make a decision, I'm not going to my dad. I'm going to my mama, and I need her to wake up and tell me it's done. Because I know.
Let me back up. You said if you have to make a decision,
if you
you're
got,
not going to your dad.
I'm
You're
not
going to your
going to.
mom.
I need that my dad to make this decision
Uh-huh.
based on this. I know she gonna pillow talk and
I
have a
see what you're saying.
conversation.
Mom's gonna take
Yeah.
your information to
Yeah.
dad. I see what you're saying. I was confused. I was like,
Think about it.
okay,
So
got
think
you,
about
got
it
you.
that way.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, in as much as you all have
That's
been
that
at
women
the
manipulating
forefront
stuff.
physically, we are still the masterminds behind the scene. We still have. You could not do this by yourself.
Okay, so I'm going biblical. Great helpmates.
Yeah.
Great helpmates. That's
Yes,
what
we
women
are, and you're welcome.
But I think sometimes with women, we talk about this all the time. The helpmate wants to be the leader
head,
because they feel like I've done all this. So why am I not the leader?
So if your helpmate wants to be the leader, what are you doing? So the question is, why does she feel not seen? Why does she feel not heard?
Now I'm gonna go biblical on you again. When we went to the tree of life, that was the role. If you read out what's going to happen, go with me now.
Mm-hmm.
In Genesis, it talks. The women was gonna want to take our place. That was part of the sin.
Mm-hmm.
But watch this though. So the biblical aspect of that, when you saying they want to take over, and it said the woman will want for the man and all this other stuff, right? That's what you're talking about,
right?
All right.
Desire be for
right.
Okay. So watch this. So let's bring it to present time.
Right.
This is what I know. I know that men need the crowd. Woman need her man.
Yep.
This is what I mean. We'll mess up our good house because our woman told us we look good, and we say, you know what? If she think I look good, what they think I look like, and we'll go to the porch. Hey, who think I look good? The woman just needs her guy. We talking when we operating in the correct way. She needs her guy to say, hey, you look good. Also, the woman goes to the man and says, hey, I need you to, this is the product we've come up with. You go out on the porch, screaming to the masses. He gonna get the credit, right? He looks like the most brilliant person. The meeting of the mind came inside the house. She allowed him to go outside as the head to go do that. You know all she wants? When he comes back inside, thank you, baby. I appreciate that. You know, the thing is, that idea you came up with, that if he shows her that he appreciate the insight that she gave, she'll always let him go out there.
Oh, absolutely.
But hold on.
No, he said, because I agree with you.
Right.
I said it a different way. I agree with 100%. Men in general, we want acknowledgement. Women in general, right? She wants to be like appreciated.
Yes,
right.
That's what she wants.
Right.
She wants affirmation, right? She wants affirmation, particularly from her dude. You know what I mean? You're right. We put it in the cross and say we want acknowledgement. Like I tell women all the time.
But I think women want that now.
But
it's not. We do, but we want it from the person we're with. As a spot, okay. I work with men all the time.
I got you.
So what I'm saying is, as a publicist, I don't want to get in front of the crowd and be like, hey, I'm his publicist. You know, look at me. I want my work for him to be like, appreciate you, Lola.
I get that. And it's not, I'm not disagreeing with what you said, but it's a lot. We can't discredit what's out there now because I see it. it's like, well, you know what? If I hadn't done this, you wouldn't be here.
But
That's what
But,
the
but when you hear that, is it you? Then you have to ask yourself: if I'm saying, if I hadn't have done this, you wouldn't have been here. Is that because because I feel like I don't recognize that you see the value?
that happens.
Because that is the part.
But do you
Because
make
there's
yourself?
layers.
Because, and I say that for me personally, with people I've worked with, I mean, people feel like they got what they got with no peace and a pepper.
Okay, now I'm finna throw the rock in the window.
Uh-huh.
Why we keep saying I? Why didn't you say, babe, we got this? We. I haven't heard the word we yet in this conversation. I heard I don't get this.
Because when it's
and I
you
don't
and
get
me, because when it's us two, we're we. But in that we,
So, but just erase what you said.
but in that we, I still need to know.
Why? Why do you
thank
need?
I know because
But
the
yes,
same reason.
but no,
the same reason why
no.
Oh, I got it. The same reason why you need a check to validate this product is valuable.
100%, dog. She's right.
The same
I'm not
reason.
gonna rock. I'm not gonna rock. I'm
You
saying.
you're right. Like, what the fuck?
Okay. I'm gonna say this. I've said this on the show before. This is our marriage relationship, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now when
Well, my friend is.
Okay. So now you say you need this.
I
I
need
say-
you to tell me thank you.
You need me to tell you thank you.
Mm.
I need this. You need that. I need this. You need that. What?
Yeah, but all those
no.
things
Hold
we
on.
need.
Let
Okay.
me finish. What's being ignored?
The we.
No, the relationship, the business. I
Right.
call this. So if it's been ignored because you know what? We got this.
No, it can't be
Hey,
ignored if
I see
those
where- I see
needs
where
are
you go.
met.
Huh?
But
I'm
it can't
with
be.
her.
Hey,
It
but watch this.
cannot be
I'm
ignored.
gonna tell y'all
It
miss what
can't-
I'm
but
saying.
no. Because wait. Let me have it. It can't be ignored if we're meeting our needs. You know who the hell, like whoever married me. No, I appreciate you, babe. You did your big one this time. I don't mind standing in the back, but what I do mind is you standing out here acting like you got here. And I'm gonna tell you this. I've had a situation where someone felt what I did was professionally, it was good. But they were so scared to lose what I presented to them because of something else that they basically discredit my part in it. My point in so it's clear that I ain't done nothing else. But my point in saying that is, in order for it to be we, you have to meet the needs individually to make it a we. Because the day that you don't meet, because if I am just pretty and I am not bringing anything else to the table but a cute face, and the day that I get wrinkles and I look like the white lady that's 40 and she thinks she's fine, we got a problem.
But you know what?
Y'all
Watch it
missing
though.
what I'm
Watch it
saying
though.
though.
Go,
Y'all.
bring pretty and something else.
Yeah, now if I'm
But you totally missing what I'm saying though. Y'all totally missing what I'm saying though.
But let me say this. I Keith, you're saying when it's the eyes to eye and we're not focused on the actual marriage, then that's where issues at, right? I'm gonna say this. Even in the Bible, it says, men, love your wife. You know why? Because the Bible said she needs it.
Yeah.
So she can focus on what she needs. Wives, respect your husband because you need it.
Right.
The Bible clearly stated you're going to need something individually for the
Right.
week.
And I got that. I'm not discrediting that.
we
My
can't be
deal
lost.
My deal is I'm saying this. I'm simply saying this is, and maybe I'm just a humble person. I don't need accolades. I need the business to run. That's gonna show the fruit. It says you'll be known for your fruit. You'll be known for your fruit. So if I'm putting this in, I don't need the accolades because it's gonna show in my fruit.
So let me ask you this question. I got almost another point. At this table right here, this show we doing, Toxic. Are you important to the show? Do you feel you're important to the show?
Oh, we're important to the show.
But do you feel you're important to the show?
I think I'm a part of the show. That's it.
You're not answering this
Do
question.
you feel you're important to the
I
show?
don't know. I don't feel like I'm important.
You don't feel you're important. You don't feel that your insight, your intellect, the life you've been able to live, the experiences you have, and what you bring to the microphone so that people can hear and possibly help their life is important. You don't think
Are you talking about to the audience? I just talking. If we're talking teamwork, we're talking all three of us sitting here, I'm important to the team if that's what you're saying. But I'm only important as a team.
I get it, but you have importance.
Okay.
Right?
Right. I'm key.
Bossy has importance.
Yeah, because he's
right?
bossy.
I have importance. What I'm going is, and every time people bring up, man, I'm just humble. The definition of humble is to have a lower value of yourself. And I say,
no, I don't lower value.
That's the definition of humble. So why are you saying you humble?
Okay. Now you're talking about. Are you talking on a biblical standpoint?
You just said
Webster, because Webster.
Humble.
Webster is different than the biblical term.
Humble is he's saying the exact definition of humble in Webster.
Okay.
But what I will say is it's like a football. Everybody play ball, right? Okay. I ain't never made it down, so I ain't been on the team. This is probably why I'm single. At the end of the day, everybody's individual role is important.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But if you win the Super Bowl, everybody gets a trophy.
Right.
Everybody gets a ring.
Right.
And you are recognized, as we saw on the ESPY Awards, as a team. But individually, you are still recognized for the part you play, like most valuable player. Whether we can debate this on another show if it should go to the QB or the running back. But at the end of the day, a quarterback is not that good if he ain't got nobody to throw it to.
Exactly.
And a wide receiver ain't that good.
Dak has people to throw it to.
Let me say, but this is what I'm about to say.
Philly strikes again.
Wait a minute. But what I'm saying, and as a wide receiver, we don't even know how good he can be. He can be CD good because he on the Dallas Cowboys. But if CD was on the Chargers and Dak was his quarterback, at the end of the day, we are questioning who they need to let go of.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
So to your point, Alvin Harper proved that. He was when him and Michael Irvin was together. Oh, they was dynamic. I think he went to Tampa Bay.
He ended up going to.
I was glad.
He went to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'm 44.
Yeah.
Who was? Nobody remember Alvin Harper.
Hold up, because Alvin thought he was a boss.
He thought he was a boss. So that's what I'm saying. I'm only as so my deal is what I'm saying. I'm only as good as we are together.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing. You're still individually
right.
recognized.
Absolutely.
And guess what? Your part of what you played is important. Right. And I know you talk about the definition of Webster's in the Bible, but I'm saying when we are talking about
because I'm not humble.
I'm not humble.
Okay, I'm humble.
That's one.
I like. Bethel. Of course, it was Bethel. I like what he just said, right? Because we were talking about the definition of humble, right?
Right.
And you're right. I mean, when we go into the history of Webster, right? There's a whole slew of information there, but you're right. Humble in the Webster dictionary is really reflecting to like where history comes from, and they are very class-driven people.
Mm-hmm.
So humble was respectful to class in the dictionary, right? When he's talking about biblical, right? Truly, leaders are defined as being humble. It just means that you are not focused on you. That's basically what it means. Because Christ is described as humble, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure he didn't look at himself as Lord.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so there's a humility. There's a certain humility you have, like I said, humble strength, right? You know what I mean? Like I can be all that, know I'm all that, but I ain't got to stand on beat my chest and tell everybody that.
Right.
So for whatever that's worth.
Well, you know what? I tell you what, man. I think we went around the world today. And the thing is, as we started out, for you guys who are watching this, rock with us the whole time. Shout out to all the comments. I wanted. It was something real quick before we got out of here. I did say I wanted to address it, and we got to go back a little bit. So this might start a whole other war. But Bethel was chiming in.
Hi, Bethel.
And
my man,
you notice how like war, fight, controversy, then Bethel name comes right behind it.
That sounds about right. When I met Bethel, I met him at a golf tournament, and I was like working with two like young players that didn't want to be at the golf tournament, and Bethel was giving me these pointers, and I was just like, I'm done. And
no, so I was so So early when we was talking about, responsibility, and we were talking about education and everything, Bethel chimed in and said women want equal power but not equal responsibility. And Titania came in and said that and we want equal responsibility.
Then we're called masculine. That jumped out at me too.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I feel like all of this is like trending words, clickbait, because the truth of the matter is, and I keep stressing this as a single woman because I'm not married, and I'm saying this, that we do understand it's never going to be a playing field, right? Right. We do want to protect her. We do want to be. We don't have a problem being submissive. We just don't want to be submissive to some bullshit, and that's just the reality of the situation. Just like you don't want to marry someone that's pretty that has nothing else to offer. Like that's draining. That I mean, that's all you got.
Well, first of all, you got to check yourself and what your checkpoints are.
I want to clarify, but back to what Bethel was saying when he said women want to respond. What did he say?
Yeah, we want equal.
He want equal. They want equal.
Yeah,
they want equal responsibility. But
no, that was
no.
He
said the same. He said they want equal responsibility. They want equal
power,
but not the responsibility. And the young lady came back and said, "Well, when we take responsibility, I'm paraphrasing. We are seen as masculine." I don't think she understands what Bethel was saying, and I think that's the issue.
Okay,
hold on. Let me. Bethel is saying that again. There's a leadership manual on men, right? But there's a responsibility that comes with that, and it goes across a vast array of arenas, right? Sometimes you can speak up. Sometimes you need to be quiet. Sometimes you need to execute. Sometimes you need to plan. In all those arenas, if something fails, the entire responsibility falls on you.
Yeah.
And with the way the young lady came back, as it seemed masculine, that's not what he's talking about.
Yeah.
The thing is, to a lot of women, they mistakenly equate power with masculinity, and that's not the case. And so what happens in her case, when you feel that way, that's generally the problem of men, because when you come off masculine, right? Because you said it, I can't articulate the way you said, but you basically was like how people will use words out of content, right?
Context.
Well, women, when I'm saying they make us a competition, everything is them. It's like, we got to match your energy. And what I'm trying to tell them, no, you don't.
No.
Because when you do that, you literally dismiss all your value, because now you're looking at it like another dude to me.
But, and the thing is, matching energy is matching energy. Like, two positive and two positive match.
I should have said what I should have said. When I mean by matching, you're matching my masculinity, and that's unattractive.
And I was gonna bring it up, and I know we gotta go, but it's even like with the WNBA. I absolutely think they should get paid more, but I've sat in rooms that have talked about them getting paid more, and I've recognized that people don't understand how money works and how it works in sports and entertainment. You have to have people investing in your brand to accumulate more money for you to get paid. And when that comes into play, that's where you can match dollar for dollar. When that doesn't happen, because it was just a few months, it's just been a few years. I mean, the WNBA has been around. I'm 44 since I was
99.
Since 99. And it's
so
earlier than that.
Years.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, if I'm recognizing that there are women who are in powerful positions to put dollars in your market that are not doing it, this leads the problem.
So I have a question for her.
No, I want to real quick, and I'll shut up. But to me, the WNBA is a great model of what I feel is a problem with Black people and Black women in particular. It's a women's league that's not supported by women. Sisters out here. And the league is literally carried by the men's league, right? But because women don't support it, and that's really unfortunate.
So let me ask you this. This is my question. So how loyal are women to women? Because let me finish. How loyal are you? And for it to be a 2-to-1, 2-to-1 ratio. I would love to see the statistics of how many women look at a reality show where it's controversy versus supporting your sisters in sport.
Basketball.
And how many men support
or positive. No, to
Their
your
biggest
point,
fan base is men.
Yeah, but
right.
But to your point, when you talk about making your point stand with reality TV, right? You're 100% right, because women, reality TV is so supported by women because it's full of drama, right? There was a show my wife used to watch with Nicole Murphy on it and Prince's ex-wife.
My exes or something.
Yeah. And literally, all 5 of those women, the first season, there was no controversy. They were cool. They were great. They were talking positive. The ratings tanked. When they started some BS, then it went up.
So my question is, how loyal can a woman be to a relationship?
Oh, very much so.
So, but you can't be loyal.
But
these are just things I'm throwing out there. This is not my personal opinion.
No. To your point, you're right. Like most women that watch sports watch male sports, right? So most women that watch basketball, they're watching the NBA and the WNBA. They are not. So if you're not watching the NBA, and women are the number one consumer, right?
Right.
So that lets you know that there are less women who are interested in sports for whatever reason, based on the fact of their lack of interest in supporting it.
So is it safe to say women are just more interested in
drama?
and drama than peace and happiness?
I don't think that's true at all. It depends on the type of woman you talking about.
What you said, therein lies the point. It's like when you hear women talk about women and their power and their resources and whatever, but the problem is then the sport itself shouldn't be the main goal. It should be because I'm there to support women.
When a woman says she is a boss, but don't watch the WNBA, I got a problem with you. I got for you. You are bogus.
Hey, my question is,
you are bogus because you can't be a boss and you standing up girl power and you not supporting women that is fact.
Because guess what? Guess what? They at the Mavericks game.
Exactly.
They there.
They in the NFL.
They there.
Courtside.
We say, hey, listen. Hey, tomorrow we're going to the Wings game.
Doing.
So my deal is,
wait a
what's
minute.
the agenda though? What's the agenda to it? It's a different agenda.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I've been to a couple of Wings games. They legit. I ain't gonna.
No. I'm talking about for the agenda for the women. Yeah.
That's my point.
At a Wings game, you're not going. So we already know why you going to the game. If you're not going to a Wings game and you only going to a Mavericks game, you're doing a get ready with me on TikTok to go to a Mavericks game. And we have never seen you do a get ready with me to go to a Wings game. We already know.
There's millionaires in the Mavericks game.
Yeah. And they said courtside.
There's multi-millionaires.
And what did I say earlier? Ain't nobody ever seen an ugly billionaire.
Yeah. I catch more of the Mavericks game than I do at the Wings game.
He chubby. He's silly. He's sweet, but he ain't ugly as a motherfucker.
I just found this out, man. Women like chubby dudes, but the dudes in shape.
Hey,
absolutely.
If you got money,
I'm quit. I'm getting rid of my gym membership.
Bill Belichick is not attractive, and he got a 22-year
at 70.
I've been going this wrong way. I'm at the gym. I didn't get chubby.
Daughter as his girlfriend.
But you know what? It's funny because KY, jumping subject as we always do on this show. So y'all rocking with us. KY brought this thing to me and said, hey, man, which one you think the women chose the most? And I pointed directly at the one they chose the most. He was like, man, that's crazy. The mindset is you get in this shape, you get in this, you get in that. So watch this. Here's the thing. You got to understand. There's a couple things that go into factor. One, for the guy who is super, super ripped up, he looks good to a lot of ladies, right?
Yeah.
But there's a factor of the society of women that say, you know what? If you got all that time to be in the gym, you ain't got that much time to be with me. My mom used to say this all the time. She said, I don't care. I don't give a damn about a nice car. All I see is a car note that you can't spend money on me. So she was like, your super nice car means nothing to me because that means that you got hundreds of dollars going out.
You
ain't
roll
nothing
up
coming in.
in a Bentley, and all I'm thinking about is the insurance is high as a motherfucker, and I can't help you.
I'm
when
going
the
to give
shit
me some
go
little
wrong.
Debbie's, some hamburgers, and I'm canceling my gym membership. This is some bull.
You know, but
See, that just goes to show because you like said, like your mom said, and you said with the Bentley, but then you drive them Toyota, you broke, right? That just goes to show women you can't please.
Yeah.
That is bottom
Hey,
line.
listen,
They already told you they ain't loyal. They already told you on the song.
You talking about biblical, real talk. This dude, I saw this thing with this dude, white guy, he's a comedian, right? He said, I finally figured out what happened to Adam and Eve, right? He said, what? He said, Adam sat there and told Eve, like, yo, look at this. We got God. We live. We ain't got to work. We got all the food we want. We got all the earth. We own everything. That's great. And his wife said, yeah, but it just ain't enough.
Hey, now, flip side. That same joke got played on the Joe Budden podcast.
Uh-huh.
And so when it played, all the guys laughed. The one lady on the show, Melissa Ford, she sat there. She said, they said, what, you don't think that's funny? She said, well, I was kind of waiting for more. And everybody said, you just proved the point.
And she didn't get it.
She still
started
didn't get
laughing.
it. She was like, what? I was waiting on,
Was
I
she
thought
pretty?
there'd be more. Listen, first of all, listen. Hey, Melissa Ford ain't on the show because of intelligence.
I was like, was
Melissa
she
Ford
pretty?
and shit. We rarely hear Melissa Ford speak, and she has a degree. Like she's not she's not.
I'm not saying she's
yeah,
dumb.
No, I know she's not.
She's not on the show because of her degree. Let's just say that, which is another thing where we always say, yo, you can throw up and put all your degrees up, and guys look at that like, all right, that's cool. But first of all, that degree don't make you any prettier to us.
Yeah.
Right. And again, we already told y'all before, we got to want to look at you.
Yeah.
Also, that degree, when we look at that, that's something that the accomplishments for you, and I'm proud that you accomplished that. But it doesn't level you up to the level of somebody else, because a lot of times people think, "Oh, I stack these degrees up,
Right.
this gets me here." No, it doesn't work that way for guys. You see me with the degrees. Oh, he's educated. He got this. He's worked this. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If a guy likes you, a guy likes you. And in whatever direction that you are in life, he likes you. He likes you. It's not all of these different prerequisites that they think it is. It is not as much for men as it is for women. Yo, I like her. She's dope. She's cool. She's funny. She's laid back. Whatever the case may be, I'll take her.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't look at it as dating down.
Yeah.
A woman has a higher salary, she's dating down with no regard to character, morals, intelligence, how he's going to care.
Or earning potential. It's like where you are right now. Or you have the potential.
You're dating down. I'm like, it's not dating down. You might be dating somebody who's not financially secure to you. But here's the thing. That person who is not as financially rich as you might have chosen a field that just don't pay that much, and intentionally. He's a school teacher, and they had a conversation about school teachers. And okay, you're an accountant, you make $200,000 a year. He's a school teacher. He's happy as shit. He gets a chance to work with the little boys that he didn't have when he was growing up. He pours into them. He comes home. He's happy. And you're looking at him like he's a bum. He went to college. He got a degree. He got a profession.
Oh, yeah.
And he's actually helping out the community, because if anybody knows a teacher, that's a career.
That's a volunteer.
My daughter.
Hey, what do women say? What do women say? Oh, it's cool. You just not for me.
You just not for me.
But here's the thing, and I think it's wrong to, because to say that, I've had a guy say this person traveled a lot. And so they had a lot of stamps in their passport. I have a passport. I didn't have as many as him. But you're not on my level because you don't travel a lot. Now, this person also was in the process of getting laid off. What he didn't have is a resume.
Right.
Which is what I can help you with. Or a suit to go get another job, because you've been at this job forever. and you didn't need a suit. And so it's also with that woman. So for a woman to look at a man that's not bringing in as much or more as them, and not see what they're bringing to the table, you're cheating yourself. Because at the end of the day, money's not a problem, obviously, because you have it. But what there is he's bringing something that you're lacking, and I think that's what it is when it comes to relationships.
Your money is our money.
That go back
my
to the
money
business.
is my money.
That go back to that go back.
You heard that?
Hey, but
his money is our money.
But
my money is my money. So when you say you got it, the woman is saying, "Yeah, I do," because you got to understand, men are taught to go out and make sure you can take care of everybody.
Right.
Ladies in general are taught make sure you can take care of yourself. So the infusion of money to a man is to be dispersed. The infusion of money in general to a woman is to give her independence, give her where she doesn't rely on anybody and she can take care of herself. It's a different mindset. And this mindset is not so much the problem of the woman who is receiving it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not so much the problem of the woman receiving it. She's been taught this. And so sometimes she's been taught this out of trauma. Sometimes she's been taught this out of bad experience. And so what happens is she receives what's been downloaded to her. So when she gets money, her mindset would never be what you said. Money is not the issue.
I have a cousin. He don't make nearly as much as his wife. And his wife, she makes the most. She's the breadwinner. Now my cousin's coming home. He taking care of it. He can cook a German chocolate cake from scratch. Like that dude. He coached Little League football, and he's not materialistic. Like literally, we have to force him into new clothes we buy him. And I when she talks to us about it or him or whatever, I'm thinking to myself, as a single woman, I've always thought to myself, you have completely disregarded what he brings to the table based off finances, but you knew he wasn't bringing a lot of money to the table when you married him.
Well, women now, here you go. Now, you proving a point here. Women marry for potential. Men marry for what they see.
Facts.
You don't have to change up on them. You don't have to change up on them.
Potential is as is. Like,
you missing what I'm saying. You missing what I'm saying.
That's facts.
You see me, you can say, you know what?
I can do this.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I got a good starting point with it.
Now.
And then we get married, and you trying to change everything. I'm like, what is wrong with this crazy woman?
That does happen a lot.
Yeah.
Because what happened is we look and say, hey man, this is gonna sound bad, but guys look at when we get the one, we say, you know what?
I'm good.
Yeah, but we also say, oh, we already know it's all downhill from here.
Yeah,
right? Watch this.
Yeah.
I say that just opposed to the woman gets the guy and says, I can take him this way. Your disappointment comes because you thought you was going to take him this way. And when we got you, we knew it was going downhill from here. So the downhill slide, we like, oh, we were prepared for this. Because guess what? The older you get, the more set of your ways you're going to get. The older you get, the farther away you get from the youthfulness that men generally tend for. All these things we know is going away, which is why you'll see a guy with a woman and they've been rocking for a while and she don't really look like nothing, but he talk about her like that. You know why? He's still remembering her from hey, that's my girl. What?
Hey, I got you on that, but to a point, sometimes you know what? It's like I've been with you so long. You still that person to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's still remembering.
Well, no, that's not. I'm not saying I don't remember you from being 20-something. I just I grew with you.
I understand. But his proximity to her, all these changes that she's in the mirror saying, "Oh my God," he don't even halfway see him.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Because he knew
she's
this was coming.
She's saying, "Oh, I got a wrinkle."
He knew this was coming.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah,
but I want to go to the comment real quick, and Bossy wanted to address this. It said, "Black women are taught to take care of themselves." That comes from a historical point of view due to some men leaving the woman with nothing or never coming to provide to begin with.
Oh, Mike. Yeah. Oh, Miss McGee. I don't know even where to start with this.
That may be another show.
I appreciate you bringing this up. And what is this, Cannon? She said facts, right? Let me explain something to what you said, right? And I know it's not absolute. It's not. I get where you're coming from. All right, but when you talk about, because you use the word historically, Black people have always been family oriented. All right.
Yeah.
We've always been couples. We always been marriage. We've always been that way. That's always happened. All right. Now, and I could talk from my own experience, but that's just my experience. Or right around the 60s and the middle of the 70s, right? Women start gaining power through education. And let me be clear, there is nothing wrong with an educated woman. Nothing at all. The problem came in when some women, particularly in that age, start thinking like this. And this was a phrase that Black women coined. I don't need a man. Y'all started that. And you started living that way. So then it became a separation of our families like that, right? Because y'all start thinking, I don't need a man. Y'all start thinking disparaging men. Y'all start equating money with power, and that's not the same. Y'all started doing that. These generation of men now are the generation of men you guys raised to be very effeminate, to be very disloyal. And I'm not putting all the responsibility on you. Yes, there is something to be said about men who are fatherless, who have left their homes, 100%. But I guess my whole point is, don't think that women have been completely innocent in that.
Yes.
You have not.
Yes.
You have been quite a bit as much of the problem as we have.
Yes.
And to that point.
Well, wait, before you say that,
Mhm.
just a correction. I don't think it was just Black women who coined it. I think it was the women's rights movement, because this negated, because this is because the women's rights movement was the death of the civil rights movement, which was about Black families. And so when we got on that bandwagon where it was about women, women's rights, and us having equal rights, is what coined the phrase.
That's what I mean by education. I don't mean strictly just
a degree.
No.
But what I'm saying is, it's not that we coined the phrase. It's the movement of the feminist act, the women's right movement. That is what put that in motion.
And let me tell you this. I think you're right, and I think you're right.
I'm not right.
No.
But I want to say this. For everything you said, Bossy, for everything you said, Lola, we have to understand that this was a systematic design.
Oh, for
yes.
sure.
And
100%.
we can sit here today, present time, Miss McGee, we can sit at present time and the men can be mad at, the woman says this, right? And the women can be mad and say that, well, y'all didn't come back and y'all left us and all that stuff. We can present time say that. But I can tell you this. When you start talking about the women's movement and how they said, let's hijack the civil rights movement, number one. Number two, when we said, hey, we need opportunity through affirmative action, and they figured out the loophole that if I hire a woman, I get 2 for 1. You stop hiring the men. So the men who were qualified to go, he couldn't get the job. And now you have paired this with women. And now the women are getting the jobs at companies in Dallas like TI and all these other corporations. And now I'm making more. And now all of a sudden I get a chance to look at the man to say, well, you not on my level, along with the welfare who said you can't be in the house or you can't have a job and all this other stuff. Yeah. So what we are fighting right now is almost a understanding of what happened so that we can take a little bit of this vitriol out of the sting of each other, because there are some things that we say, there's some things we do with each other, but we also got to look back and say, their plan worked.
But let me say this real quick.
Go ahead.
And to your point is, and don't follow up, I heard I don't want to mess with her name. Titania. I heard Titania say, how men were leaving and stuff. I sit on a Bible study, man. Shout out to the 5 o'clock boys. And I heard men, I don't know how a number of men, I'm talking about 60 men every day at 5 o'clock. Fight, cry over their marriage that a woman turned so cold on. And he said, well, he did this, he did that. And we've talked about love. I'll table that for another time. But quit saying men lead. Because there's women out there doing the same thing.
And it's not, but it's not just about leaving. It's physically. It's not physically. It's just emotionally. So yeah, I agree.
But you know what?
That's generally the point I'm making.
Right. And quit saying we're the problem. I ain't never heard a sister say them sisters out there need to get it in check. Who's raising these women out here?
I did.
Who's raising the who made the side chick so cool?
To your point, I want to give Miss McGee, right, a small example to a bigger problem, right? Like you said, it's not cookie cutter. And I said earlier, I can say my own situation, right? I know mine is mine, but I know it's not unique. My parents divorced when I was 2, right? My pops was heavily involved in my life. Fact. That was my dude, right? I was raised by my mother, meaning I lived in the house by my mother, right? I love my mom, okay? I remember when I graduated from college, I was 21 years old. From the time I can remember to that day, my mother talked horrible about my father. Horrible.
Wow. Yeah.
And the only evidence I had was, right, he not here, she right.
Mm-hmm.
He not here, she right. And my mom this one day just picked this day, she just dogged my pop. Now, park it parenthetically. My mom was a hell of a provider, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't go with my pop for child support, none of that, without a doubt. So I'm going to be fair. But she used to dog my pop, dogged him, right?
Mm-hmm.
To the point I felt I could never defend him.
Uh-huh.
Then one day I was talking to my sister. I got one sister, 3 brothers, right? She was talking to my sister. And my sister said this. I said, Mom, Captain Dad, I don't feel a place to say nothing, but I don't like the way she talked about my father. My mother said this. As long as you know Pop, has he ever said anything about the marriage? I said, no. Has he ever said anything bad about Mom? I said, no. He said, you lived with Mom for 21 years. Facts. She said, could you imagine being married to her? And I was like, oh.
No.
It's a realization.
Exactly.
It's a realization.
So I'm not excusing my father.
Yes.
But when my sister said that, I literally, I'm not giving him a reasonable excuse. But when she said that, the light came on. Damn, could it been that bad that he was like, I just don't care.
Right.
I'm out.
Yeah.
And nobody ever can. Now, that was my life.
Right.
My father never said nothing bad about my mom, at least not to my face.
Mm-hmm.
Never put her down. Right. And I ain't saying my father no saint. 100% he not.
Right.
But he didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
My mom talked about, look, my pop been dead since 94. My wife would tell you. I met my wife in 2009. My wife would tell you the first time she met my mother in 2009, she was talking about my father who died in 94. And you can't tell me that my situation is unique.
Yeah.
And that's the point I'm trying to make, Ms. McGee. A lot of times, I'm not saying every man has an excuse, but I am saying sometimes you ladies don't even look at the potential of the marriage he in being that bad and the fault of the woman.
Right.
But that's lack of accountability.
100%.
And we've talked about that.
Yeah, I agree.
Lack of accountability gets to the point to where when you cannot, I heard a lady say this, and I'll take her word. She said, ladies don't like to be wrong because wrong leads to shame. And she said, let me tell you as a woman, she said, we don't like shame. So I was like, I never thought about that. And she was like, no, if I'm wrong, then that could mean that the next level to that is bringing some shame on me. She's like, and so when you talk about the lack of accountability, I don't want that because then that brings shame on me, which you got to understand.
Just saying something.
You got to understand. Think about when you talk about shame with a woman. Guys, you're a stub muffin, bossy. How many you got? Woman ain't telling her body count. Why? Because of the possible
she doesn't want to
shame
feel ashamed
that the world could bring in, right? Now the reverse to that is the Amber Rose slut walk. Hey, I got all of this, whatever, and I'm taking my power back. I'm telling you I'm with these men or whatever the case may be, because this is a trauma response to that. But ultimately, in our natural makeup, and I always like to go back and say, what's our natural makeup? A lady doesn't like to be have that shame on her.
So I go to say what you're saying. Women have more pride than men.
Oh, most definitely.
Right. So with that being said, I don't know if y'all Christian based, but the one thing that God hates the most, and women do it to the T. They're good at it. It's pride.
Watch this. Watch this. You know what I say, Keith? Playing sports, first thing you say, hey, my bad. Hey, that hand ain't going up on the other side. Hey, my bad.
You need to do this. You ain't doing this.
I don't think that's with everyone, but I do understand.
But we talk about the rule when guys are literally crying out, and I'm not talking about this red pill women are terrible. I'm not talking. I'm talking about I see sensible guys saying, "Yo, take accountability. Just say it was my fault." Instead of saying, "Well, babe, why did you do?" Well, if you had a never, it would never. Because think about it. If a man gets caught cheating, he's a dog.
Right.
If a woman gets caught cheating, what did that man do to push you to cheat?
Exactly.
Oh, maybe she's a slut. Maybe she wanted to do it.
And that's fact, because we've had this conversation.
Yeah.
We like, because listen, I was talking about women outnumber men. I remember us literally in the locker room having this conversation. Like, women keep thinking like, well, that women aren't freaks. And we just said, look, we say, I've been the other dude too many times to tell you wrong. Right?
Hey, which is why I just put on somebody comment. They gave the whole thing about how a woman's security and her and how you talk to her, it raises her sex drive and all this other stuff. I say until a girl's trip to Miami, Las
100%.
Vegas or Jamaica, and all of a sudden
two shots in,
plane,
two shots,
sex drive.
hey, 2 shots in.
I'm like, wait a minute. I said, come on, y'all. I said, if I go to another marriage conference and then they get on there and they start talking about women to cry pots and it takes some time and all this other stuff, and I'm like, y'all gonna see me. I'm gonna go viral. I'm gonna go on stage. I'm gonna take the microphone. Fellas, how many of y'all smashed a lady early on?
Yeah.
She ain't no crock pot. She a microwave. Don't let her tell you she a crock pot
100%.
now because she only because you know what a prevailing feeling, and y'all tell me if y'all have heard this. The more you are and the more you do, or the more she likes you, the more you got to do.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah.
And that's
But
so
you
baffling
made,
to
but
me.
that's the expectation you said.
Yeah.
That's so baffling.
That
to me.
is.
Like
So what would be so think about what you just said, right? You said, well, we set the expectation by doing everything, right? What's the opposite of that? If we don't do everything, then what are we? Lazy, shiftless, not.
But so when you're doing everything, and that is the expectation, it's just like when you marry someone. Y'all talked about, it's down from here. If you're getting in the door by doing everything, what do you think she's supposed to expect?
But
hold on. Why do we have to do everything to get in the door? I got to be a husband for it.
No. Even if you
That's
did,
on you.
even if
I
you
don't
did,
know why
even
you
if
got to
did,
do everything.
if I'm doing everything,
Mhm.
and you expect me to do it, right? My thing is, I don't want to use the word reward. I'm doing everything right for what I believe you are. Okay.
Mhm.
If you fall
But you
from
wanna-
grace, I'm not going to. Don't expect me to continue. It's like this, you know.
Well, you shouldn't. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because,
But like you said, the expectation happens.
You're only doing what you're doing based on what you've been presented with
Option
by
I
the
present.
woman.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But Lola,
Uh-huh.
if a girl likes a guy, he has to go through the 90-day rule.
Oh, I don't know about her. I'm so sorry to hear that. I don't have 90 days.
In
I'm
general.
44.
But if she don't like him,
90 seconds? What'd you say?
I don't know. I don't have 90 days.
Wait, no,
It's
wait,
not
no.
90 seconds, but
If she
it's
don't
damn
like
sure
him-
ain't 90
but if she
days.
don't like him,
Yeah.
then he has more access to her physically than the guy she like, because the guy she like a lot of times has to
No,
wait.
that's not.
I'm
Here, this is what he said.
No.
No. Listen, I mean, you may have understood.
Yeah,
but
because I'm.
basically
She
what
said
he's
the
saying
dude
is
with the
if
record
you don't
deal.
care-
Oh, because
if you
because
don't care
now
about
she's
him,
trying to
right.
see. But like,
No, he's saying that if a girl don't like a dude, if she don't like him like that, then she like
then
what do-
she'll smash
right,
early.
what do I care what you think
Yeah.
about me?
I did.
But if it's a dude, no, it's not that she was smashed early. It's like if I don't like
she
you,
will.
I was trying to.
No, see, I'm a woman that say if I don't
But
like
you
a
don't
dude,
represent
I'm not
Okay,
smashing.
but you don't
Okay, you
represent
missing
all
what
No,
he's
that.
like
saying.
him,
Not
like
smash.
marrying type.
No,
like,
yeah.
Like if I don't like a dude that I want to
You
marry,
look, I ain't gonna put you on blast.
Okay.
I'm gonna say you ain't never hit a dude that you knew you wasn't gonna be with. You ain't never smashed a dude that you knew you wasn't gonna be with.
No
Dude
said.
I
rest. I rest
No,
my.
I've never not
You see how she trying to put on that big face? It was Howard in college, right? Yeah, she
what happened was.
Yes, but I've never. No, what I'm saying is I've never not slept with someone that I did not think I would like to marry. Yeah.
So
like,
every dude you slept with, you not that it was a lot. Every dude you slept with, you felt was marriage potential.
I felt like I liked them enough to like be with them.
Well, that's what he said.
No, we
Like to be with
them even in a relationship.
What I'm saying is there have been countless of people that have said this where the guy is, and I'm using the 90-day rule, but while he's taking her on the dates and he's doing all this, she's still getting it from somebody else.
for sure.
And the thing is, but he ain't taking on no dates. When you dropped her off at 11,
T, let me take this. Now they've been nice.
Why? Because you came over after 11.
hey, they being nice. You ain't never had nobody on the Rolodex. Shh, it's late in the night. Yeah, nobody on speed dial. Okay, that's all I want to say. No,
yeah.
I ain't gotta say nothing else.
Hey,
Yeah, but I don't.
KY.
But
we
if
had
the
friends with
person,
benefits before it was
the guys that I had friends with benefits with, these are people that
It's okay.
even though we mutually not together,
yeah.
at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that it. I still
I'm not
feel
discrediting.
like
It's
they were
okay.
like, no, and I'm not saying is that. Listen, I'm grown. I mean,
Yeah, I
if
got
I
you.
had a one night stand, sure.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying
You thought
is,
he was somebody you was going to be with.
but I wasn't even thinking about being. But I wasn't.
This
thinking,
is what he
okay.
said.
this is what I'm saying.
I'm not thinking about being with anybody that long.
Hey,
You made
he was
this
thinking.
point.
She was thinking.
No,
Hey,
I'm not.
she was thinking about the 2-hour rule. I think I want to be with him
What
for about
I'm
2
saying-
hours, then he out.
But even someone that I just meet or that I think that I can marry, I'm not saying, oh well, I can't do that. I'm not strategically because I feel like all of that is a waste of time to me personally. If I think I can really be with someone and we're having a great time and it goes there, it goes there. If you decide not to talk to me because it went there because I gave it up to, then you weren't somebody I wanted. Because I'm very clear on what I want. I'm very clear on who I am. So when I'm going into anything, I'm gonna go into it.
All right.
All right.
Well, listen. Hey, we won't give Lola the last word on that tonight.
Yeah.
You know, and so listen, great show, bunch of different topics. A lot of clips to come out of this one.
Yeah.
You know, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I want you to make sure that you go to our YouTube page. Also, Lola, we wanted to present you with something. Since you became a guest on the show, we wanted to make sure.
Since I had the last word.
You can that show everybody. So Lola has the Toxic is the New Masculinity t-shirt. So you know what? If you guys would like to be a guest on Toxic is the New Masculinity, make sure to hit us in our comments.
All right, we gotta get Basil, bro. We got to get him.
Yeah,
he got to be next man up.
He said Basil, but we want Bethel too.
Bethel, okay, yeah, Basil. Shit. My bad, nigga.
We gonna work on it. We gonna work on it.
We gotta get B on the show.
Yeah.
Bethel, you gotta come on the show.
So Bethel, you've been in the comments twice, 2 times in a row, man. So you know we got to get you on there. But definitely if you would like to reach out to us, let us know. We want to make sure that we do keep the show going, have a great guest, but also we want to make sure that you guys understand that masculinity is not toxic. So I'm gonna ask you the questions I've been asking everybody. Lola, do you think that masculinity, or you think that us 3 guys up here talking, were we toxic?
I don't think so.
Did you feel heard?
I felt heard.
Did you feel comfortable up here?
I felt very comfortable.
Okay.
Did you have vice versa?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Listen,
yeah.
it's great asset to the show. Thank you
feel-
for coming in and giving your perspective and not being afraid to give your point of view. And the reason I ask those questions is because I think a lot of times we are in a space where you see a lot of podcasts and spaces where people are talking where it is an intentional, I'm going to go at you, versus like, hey, let's discuss a conversation, and we might have some differences of opinions. But the thing is, we're able to hear each other out. And that's why the play on the name Toxic is the New Masculinity is because they gave masculinity this toxic title. And I'm like, that's not true. And that's why we have this conversation. And that's why we're here today. So if you enjoyed the show, please come back for the next edition of Toxic is the New Masculinity.
All right. Shout out to Dr. E. I'll be home in a minute, babe.